So getting ready to head to the colony. It's currently 75 degrees and it's supposed to hit 80 within 20 minutes. That's kind of weird itself. But we've got this rugged truck bin. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's like a camping truck bin, and I store items here and they actually stay pretty nice. So today we're going to take some dry food. You can see the bag in there. And what we are not going to take is canned food. It's far too hot. It'll attract flies. And even though its moisture seems ideal, it will just go to waste. The dry food will be plenty for them. I've also got a container of water. Let me get this canned food out of here. And I brought some ice for our one location. So I'm going to go into my bin and get some bowls. Oh my. I have a winter hat that's sort of, it's not funny because this isn't funny at all, but so I use the bowls. I used to just put the food in their pet food bowls, but this is a lot more sanitary. And I'm going to fill up the dry food and be right back. Okay, so I've got 3 containers of dry food, which is a little much, and I probably won't use it all. I got some treats, just a little bit. I mean, there's a lot here, but I'll just put a little bit out. And like I said, my bowls, water, wipes to clean things, and one thing that's really important is I brought my own Gatorade so that I'm not dehydrated myself. I'm only going to be gone about 10 minutes, but still. And then I've got an extra crock. Now these bowls are not ideal. Really, you should be using deep bowls with a narrow top so that they'll stay cooler longer, but this is what we got. So I'm going to put an extra out at our remote colony. All right, here we go. This is Tony DeMera. He's probably 4 years old. He is excited for breakfast. And over here we have Callie, named for, as you can imagine, her coat. This is the backyard. We call it the branch campus. And then Fort Faulsey up the street is our other feeding station location. So we have this Jagundus tree. So this area will stay shady all day, and you can actually feel the temperature difference. So what I'm going to do is take their cat beds. These are elevated outdoor cat beds, and put them under the tree. And you know, they're smart. They'll take care of themselves. We've got a feeding station at the 2/3 of the way up in the yard, and then there's another feeding station. It's hard to see. We just had some branches cut down, so they're blocking the vision. And then we still have shelters out so they can get some shade or get out of the rain. All right, let's get on with Tony's supper. No, breakfast isn't breakfast, buddy, huh? Yeah. Okay, breakfast. So this is the feeding station in my yard. We have 3. This is the last one. And this is made by a company called Feral Villa. This top comes off, and this thing is fantastic. It stands up to all kinds of weather. I have one that is almost 4.5, 5 years old. The nice thing is you can see that the sun is going in, but it's not going to get in all the way. And I have a bowl of dry food to the left, and in the back is some water. Ideally, that should not be a metal bowl, but that's what I have on hand, so I'll have to change that out. And this is where I normally would put their wet food. So I just put some treats in there because we're not doing wet food in this heat. And this is at the corner of our yard. They're really nice. They blend in quite well with fences and trees and grass and stuff. This is a more typical feeding station made out of a plastic bin, and it's just really awful. We're hoping to get 4 more to replace this one, put one in my parking pad, and then 2 up at Fort Faulsey. They cost about $120 each, including shipping. So when we get that money, we will be ordering them. And Callie is eating the dry food. She's annoyed because there's no canned food, but and I don't see anyone else right now. So this is the pathway to Fort Faulsey. Just came out our gate, our passage to our parking pad. We have, again, a shelter out with a little bit of straw in it for shelter. Grass is really growing, but we're not going to have it cut until after the heat wave. So that's going to be an additional fun thing. This is the view from our backyard. Big empty field. Over in that section, there's a feeder who puts out food and water on a regular basis. And we're just heading down the street. We'll be to Fort Faulsey in just a few strides. We started taking care of this colony in December 2020 when some neighbors who were moving to New Zealand told us that, literally within like 2 days, told us they had seen some cats. So we started feeding them. There's a long history here that I uncovered by asking neighbors. We think that a lot of the cats that we've trapped and fostered and adopted over the years have come from this location. So you see here, it's looks like 2 lots, but it's actually 3. 2 regular sized plots of land and what's called the skinny lot. This garage is owned by a native of Manchester, Ed Pinto, and his garage is up against the property line. So technically that is part of this lot that's owned by the Urban Redevelopment Authority. We have a shelter here that we leave year round in case the cats don't want to hang with the others in their accommodations. And this is where it gets lots of, you can just tell by the different levels of grass that there's different people that maintain these properties. So this is our Fort Faulsey. It's behind the garage. We've got shelters out. Those, actually, we were planning to put them up last week, but we didn't get to it. So this is an area. We also have 2 feeding stations. The one's made by Fort Faulsey. We've had one for about a year, the second one just a couple of weeks ago, and they are fantastic. The neighbors love them because they look nicer and they provide more shade. We've got some feeding station. Boy, I'm fumbling my words. This is our elevated beds, some of which are starting to wear. We're going to have to replace them. And there is some shade, as you can see. Now the cats tend to live in this abandoned house. So we'll have to wait and see if any of them come out while we're here today. But they have shade. Under this bush, I'm going to put the extra water bottle. So, okay. That's Pretty Girl. She's the main resident of Fort Faulsey. She's a long-haired tortoiseshell, probably about 4 or 5 years old now. She's been spayed and she has just a really lovely way about her. Hi, Pretty. She wants her breakfast. Okay, let me add that it is now 80 degrees. So that jump did hap in about 10 minutes. So both stations, feeding stations, it gets a little confusing with the language, have water, dry food, and a few treats. And then I have a bowl, then I have a bowl of water under this shrub, which will stay shady all day. And I'll come back down later today, check on